Carmen Vlahaki from the stands to the pitch. So Carmen, welcome.
You can join in high school, but the route is not as simple. You'll have to know which club to join and who to contact. It's not as simple as for boys because they already have teams competing at school and their national selection are chosen from those tournaments. So the girls don't have that platform and, you know, the opportunity for people to scout them. It has to be on a volunteer basis. So in Zimbabwe, it's just not the norm. So people are used to only boys playing rugby. And it's trying to shift that mindset of people and saying, look, it's okay for young girls to play as well and women to play as well. Because I think some women, they don't realize their potential. We have a lot of good athletes that could put together a great team that can compete nationally in 7s rugby, 15s rugby. And I think the easiest way to implement that in Zimbabwe is to introduce it in a school level. I think that would be the best approach to introduce women's rugby in Zimbabwe. Energy surrounding rugby is different. And being a part of such a big team also feels different. I can give you an example, like if I play squash, it's an individual sport, it's me against one more person. But when you play rugby, you're part of a family. And everything that you do directly affects all the other players on the field. So it really changes your mindset in that sense. You're not thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about how we can help each other and how cumulatively we can be a successful team. And, you know, one person will pick up for the other person where they're lacking and so on and so forth. And that kind of attitude translates into your day-to-day life. Even at work, you know, everything is easier if you work as a team. And it's important for people to learn how to work as a team and also rely on your peers for help when you need it and be a shoulder to lean on as well. I think we live in a world where women feel that they're limited in many aspects of their life and that they cannot compete on the same level as men. But we've proven on a number of occasions, just watching our local women's clubs play rugby, they've proved that they have the strength, they have the determination, and they are successful. And I think that's an achievement in itself. And as a woman who plays rugby, it's something that you can carry with you. You walk with your shoulders back, confident, knowing that you did what many people say that you cannot do. I left Zimbabwe to continue my education. I moved to South Africa. And as you might know already, South Africa has a massive rugby-loving fan base. Most South Africans are obsessed with rugby. So I kind of fell into that, you know, that energy of watching rugby games every Saturday or Sunday and watching national games and watching provincial games in the stadium. And so my love for the sport grew very quickly. Unfortunately, while I was living there, I got very ill. And I had to come home, back to Zimbabwe, and I was in and out of hospital for about a year. I was diagnosed with lupus, and so there was a lot that I couldn't do. but I missed being able to work and I missed being able to function like a normal person. And so my cousin, he was looking out for me and he said, I have a friend, he's into sports management. He owns a company called Kara Sports, and he's going to be working with your favorite rugby team. Maybe you can help him with some of the marketing and advertising and arranging the event. And at that time, that was something I could do from my bed with my laptop. And I met with him. And yeah, I started working for them. And as I recovered, I got an itch to want to play. Having seen so many different teams, young and old, play, and then discovering that we do have a women's team here in Zimbabwe, I reached out to a few more people and I joined one of our local clubs. Against doctor's orders, of course. But I had to try it out just once at least and experience what it's like to be part of a team. So I can really say that joining this team and rugby as a whole really got me out of my darkest moments and brought me to where I am now. I think the first thing would be to have women recognize that yes, they can. And I think once we shift that mindset that yes, you can play rugby, it will give you the confidence, I suppose, to overcome other obstacles in the working sector. And also it's the community that's developed by playing. So even if you're not working, for example, you get to meet other women who have the same mindset. And we go back to, working as a team. So yes, you work as a team on the field, but after the game is over or after the practice is over, you still have that family base that can help you in other situations off the field. It's my personal motto. Say yes and then figure out how to do it. I think that's the best way to learn. Because you don't know what you're capable of until you're put into a situation where you have no choice but to succeed. Anything is possible. You just have to do it. Is a Lions jersey, number 9. And so one of my first jobs with Kara Sports out of hospital was liaising for this team. And I was very happy to receive this job. And after the tour was over, the team manager gifted me with this shirt. So it's never been worn. It hangs very nice and proud in my cupboard at home. One day I'll get to watch a Lions game live in the stadium. And the second object that I brought with me is my private pilot's license. So when I fell ill, I was not able to fly for 4 years. And in 2018, I was well enough to jump in a plane again. And I spent 1 month training and writing exams. And I got my medical license back. So it was a sign of health for me. And it was onward and upward from this point. During my recovery, I went through many stages of depression and not sure if I could succeed. I mean, even liaising for these rugby teams was something that I wasn't sure I was capable of doing. And so my friend sent me this quote, and it says, the best way to treat obstacles is to use them as stepping stones. Laugh at them, tread on them, and let them lead you to something better. So that is something that I read often, just to remind myself that obstacles are just tools to get you to a better place.
One rugby.
One love.